Hey everyone, this is Kathy, the Above Knee Amputee. I am sitting here in my room getting ready to write some blogs on my website called Free to Speak Freely. Most of my blogs are inspirational. They are talking about things that I have gone through or some things that I have conquered. Let me give you some of the names of the blogs that I've written. I gotta put on my glasses, y'all. One of them is Accepting the Help. One of them is called Accepting the Loss. And one is Blessings from God. And one is called Vulnerability. And then we have Sexual Abuse Mentally Cripples You. We have Depression, Silent Killer. We have Self-Love. We have Grieving the Loss. And the other one is Still Valuable. And the last one is Sexual Abuse, That Well-Kept Secret. So I was going to read one of them to you tonight. I'm trying to see which one. I think I'm going to read Grieving the Loss, because I had to grieve the loss of my innocence being taken. I had to grieve the loss of my legs being gone. People may not realize that, but it's like a death, somebody dying. I was born with two legs, and they were taken at the age of 40. Somebody took them. I didn't get them cut off, or I wasn't a diabetic or anything. Somebody took them, so I had to grieve the loss. It took me a long time to grieve the loss. I didn't really start grieving the loss until I moved to North Carolina. And that's when I kind of started dealing with it. I would deal with it a little bit, and then I would disassociate from the pain and act like it wasn't there. Then I'd be on this emotional roller coaster going up and down, and sometime I'm up, sometime I'm down. And so we are going to read Grieving the Loss. My blog. It's not long. It's very short and sweet. It's for anybody that's grieving something, and maybe you're grieving the loss of somebody died, or maybe you're grieving the loss or your legs or your sight or your limbs, or it's called Grieving the Loss. It says, let me see. It was a hard pill to swallow when reality set in about the loss of my legs. I was on an emotional roller coaster, which I didn't understand was a normal response to the tragedy that I had gone through. I thought it was abnormal, but in reality, I was only responding normal to an abnormal situation. I didn't know it was necessary to go through grief before acceptance. Grieving goes through 5 stages, but not in any specific order. The first is denial, and that's what I did. I went into straight denial. Like I hadn't even lost my legs. I didn't cry. I didn't get angry. And then when reality did set in, y'all remember I told you I was trying to take my own life. Then the second is the refusal to accept reality or fact. Acting as if the pain does not exist. This is just a brief reaction that takes us through the first wave of pain. The second is anger, which is an emotion towards something was done wrong to you. But if you were like me, I would rather be angry so I didn't have to think about the loss. The third is depression, a persistent feeling of sadness, worthlessness, and suicidal thoughts like I did. The fourth is negotiating with God. God, if you do this for me, I'll do that for you. It's like a terminal illness. Somebody get a terminal illness, say, well, God, if you heal me, I'll serve you. I'll do this and I'll do that. So when I lost my legs, I don't think I negotiated with God, because my legs were gone. So I didn't feel like I needed to negotiate about anything. I just wanted to die. That's all I wanted to do. Even though he had done saved my life, so me, I didn't reach a stage of negotiation. I was just depressed and all that. So the fourth is negotiation, trying to bargain with God to remove the pain or sickness. And the fifth is acceptance. Facing reality. Everyone grieves in their own way. Some people wear their emotions outwardly, others within. Me, I will mine within. I'm a person, if you know me and you're a good friend of mine, people that really, really know me, they know that I smile when I'm happy. I smile when I'm sad. I smile when I'm mad. I smile when I'm nervous a lot or whatever. So you really don't know, how I'm feeling if you don't really know me personally and just pay attention to me or have a good friendship relationship with me. So grieving has no time limit, and there is no wrong or right way. So allow yourself to grieve, because fighting back only delays the process of acceptance. So, have I reached a point in my life, you may ask, of acceptance? Well, a little bit. What I do now, because honestly, I don't like to look at myself. Even though I feel confident, you know, I'm confident, but sometimes I don't like to look at myself with no legs. And then sometimes I look at myself if I'm rolling by a store and my reflection is in the mirror. It's like a shock to me, to see my legs gone. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, I don't have no legs. And if I'm around people, they don't know what to say. They get, they don't know how I'm going to react, because I'll be like, oh, look, I don't have any legs. So it's like a shock to me. So sometimes I react like that. I remember one time I was in Home Goods a couple of years ago, and I'm in the mirror section, and I stopped in front of the mirror, and I'm looking at myself, and I'm opening up my pants legs, and I'm looking, and I know they probably was looking on the camera saying, what is wrong with this lady? It's like it's always a shock to me, because I didn't face reality in the beginning. So now it's like when I see it, it's a shock to me. So now, I asked God, my prayer was, Lord, cause me to see myself as you see me, so that I can learn to accept myself with no legs. I don't cry a lot about my legs being gone. I probably get a little bit angry. I may get a little bit down. And if I get down, I may stay to myself a little bit. Because sometimes when you tell people, hey, I'm depressed, some people don't know how to take it. They'll be like, oh, no, don't be depressed. Don't be depressed. I've learned it makes people uncomfortable, because they don't know what to say. And my advice, the best thing to say is don't say anything. Just let the person talk. If I say I'm depressed, you don't have to try to straighten it out for me. God got it in control. You don't have to explain it for me. Or you can just sit down and listen to me. Or listen to whoever is going through something and say, hey, I'm depressed. Depression is real. We're going to read that. I'm going to show you how real it is. We're going to read that blog. Got to put my glasses back on. I have a blog called Depression, the Silent Killer. Because a lot of people, they don't think it's real. Let's be honest. They be like, oh, you're not depressed. So, listen. Depression and suicide is an issue not talked about, but should be discussed in every home. Why? Because depression and suicide are silent killers. You have individuals who suffer in silence with depression because society say you're weak, crazy, or you cannot cope. After losing my legs, I remember saying, why didn't God just let me die? Why do I need to suffer like this? I felt as if God left me in this wheelchair to suffer. So I suffered in silence with depression and suicidal thoughts for several years. I went to bed every night and kept a focused smile on my face every day, attending family gatherings, but I always had an excuse for why I had to leave early, because I missed my comfort zone, which was being alone. Having an intelligent conversation was easy because no one knew I was depressed. No one was paying attention. So the question is, how did I overcome depression? Well, I understood it was okay to grieve the loss of my legs, and I accepted the loss. But it got worse before it got better. But I made it through. So if you feel that someone is depressed, to ask, just ask, are you okay? You might save someone from committing suicide. Never go by the outward appearance because you will be fooled. Depression doesn't have a unique look because it's well groomed. It smiles a lot. It still functions. And it says, I'm okay. No one should have to suffer in silence. Neither walk alone. Just ask, are you okay? And ask again, are you okay? That's all you got to do. Depression is not people that look sad. They are well-groomed people. You know, I was depressed, in a deep depression, and people didn't even know it until I say I'm depressed. And then I guess because I looked strong, no one would believe me. They'd be like, no, you're strong. You're supposed to be strong. But that wasn't the case. God is strong. I'm not strong. So, yeah, these are a couple of my blogs. So I'm writing some more when I have a lot on my mind or when I'm thinking. Today I had kind of a rocky day. Started off kind of rocky this morning, but, you know, throughout the day it got better. So it was kind of bad for me just a little bit. You know, I was down a little bit, but I came up. Talked to a couple of people. I got a good support system. So I'm okay now. But I just wanted to read you a couple of my blogs. And ask someone, is they okay? Because some people, they suffer in silence. And then you hear later, you ask this question, well, why did they kill themselves? You know, they seemed like they were okay. You know, people, this is what a doctor told me. He said 95% of the people that ask you, are you okay? They don't even mean it. It's just a routine that we go through every day. So the next time you ask someone, are you okay? Before you ask them, are they okay? Make sure you mean it. And you want to hear the response that they have. Don't just say, are you okay? Because that's just something to say. If you don't care, don't ask, are you okay? Because they may be going through something and they need to talk. And you just say, are you okay? Oh, okay, and walk away. You can save someone's life for committing suicide. Because they might not be okay. Just because they dress in a 3-piece suit. Or they're well groomed. Or they can talk well or speak well or whatever. Doesn't mean that they're okay. So the next time you ask someone, are you okay? Mean it. Don't just say, oh, are you okay? You know how y'all do. And just walk away. No. Are you okay? And you ask again. Are you okay? And you ask again. Are you okay? It's okay to say that. So, till next time, Facebook, I have to go. I just want to come by and drop some little nuggets. This is your girl, Kathy, Above the Knee Amputee. Y'all have a good evening.